All right, BP. Dude, my light's on.
Whoa.
Oh, my light's on. All right, we got the Smoky coming up this weekend. We got Ervine.
Hello. Hello, people.
Codeman. Miz and his girl. Figure it out, nerd.
The República Dominicana.
Okay, so if you don't know,
Republic.
Smoky is unlimited home runs. I put out that following the Resmondo in the dugout from last year's Smoky that was released a few weeks back, and the 4-part series. So today's BP, we're just working on gap or go and hitting home runs. So today you're gonna learn what's going on over there. She found the nest.
Of course there
That's
is.
your girl, Miz.
Nature. Nature. Nature is neat.
So we're working on hitting home runs.
Yeah.
Tyler, how do you hit a home run every single at bat?
Swing really hard, and sometimes they go over, and sometimes they're top hand singles.
But
And as Jason Branch says, top hand singles are free at the Smoky too.
it's true. What actually is like your mindset, and how do you set up to be like the most successful at hitting a home run, you know, the highest percentage for every at bat in the Smoky? Like, do you change anything?
Yeah, I mean, I love when guys say, I don't change anything. Yeah, you do. Most guys that are home run guys, we're going to change things. But really all I change is just kind of the mindset is really hard at a big gap and kind of pick a gap in the infield that you like. It doesn't have to be huge, but.
So do you aim for infield gap?
I think that's where I start, and then I'll kind of just work my way through the outfield and look where they're at. And if I like basically what I'll tell myself is I'll look to right center. If they're leaving a big space there and I get a ball that floats out, I know I can get away with taking the swing that way and going hard. But I mean, I think everybody would tell you, like, you want to stay left field line to that second light pole, because the show field gets big quick.
Yeah.
Like, it's 350 to center with a fence that's 10 feet tall. I mean, that's not an easy shot. But nothing changes. Swing hard and swing at strikes, and bases are 80 feet. Keep the ball off the dirt.
Fight the thought of swinging up, right?
Yeah.
Like, you still need to kind of
We're
cut
still,
that level.
yeah. I mean,
I was trying
especially with hardcores, right? Because you have to hit them, you have to spin them.
I was trying to analyze like the more consistent home run hitters when I was looking at that Resmondo video I made, you know, and just like KP's like
I'm still always gonna
angle,
say,
like he doesn't swing up, but he kind of like
So,
tilts his hip forward a
I
little bit.
always like to tell people this in softball. Think of your hands working down and everything else going up. So I like to think back hip, back like rib cage area, belly button. I want that at my launch, right? So like if I'm thinking launch angle, I want this like right up here. I almost want like that 45, like when I meet it and I'm coming through, my body feel is like I'm falling away, but I want to think my hands are working not down, but in my head I'm thinking down, because if I have all this coming up and I think these are coming down, then I'm going to get in that position there, which is ultimately going to give you a long time in the hitting zone, which is number one when it comes to softball, because the ball is in the hitting zone about that long. So you want to meet it somewhere in there. You don't want to meet it too high up on its arc. You don't want to meet it too far down. And so I like to think my body is working on that same plane as the ball's coming in, and then my hands are working here, which gives me a lot of just kind of margin for error.
When we were working on it last week, you know, and when I would think, you know, that finishing below the ball is whenever I would be more consistently hitting that little ball that's, it goes, right? I'm still home run trajectory, but whenever I'm swinging up, then you have your top
because
hands,
a lot of guys, right, like
the
number one thing when you think swing up is what happens? We collapse right here.
Yeah, yeah.
That armpit goes down to that hip.
Yeah, exactly.
Next thing you know, you're swinging up, your bat's going out of the zone, you've got this long swing. And so, you know, a lot of guys will tell you at the Smoky, you hit a couple bad ones in a row where maybe you pop up, maybe you top hand a bunch, or you're in a groove. But I'll still say this before I say that, I'll preface that with, if you're hitting a bunch of top-handers at the Smoky, don't change anything. You're not getting out. I mean, your job is to not make outs at the Smoky. Keep the ball off the dirt, get it to the grass. And if you're a guy that's in a groove, like Mitch Lindinsky last year, dude, he hit like 29 home runs. At one point, I didn't know if he was breathing. Like, he was just hitting them and just walking the beeline to the dugout. Hit it, beeline, hit it, beeline. Well, then the last 2 games, he kind of started top-handing balls. He's getting mad. I was like, what are you mad about? You're on base. Like, you're hitting top-handers. They're fine. So what? You're tired. You're fatigued. You've played a lot of games. Like,
So what happens? What was happening to him with him being tired? Why was it?
I just think as you fatigue, what's the first thing that goes, right? Your lower half. And when your lower half goes, you start trying to compensate with your upper half. When you try to compensate with your upper half in softball, you get handsy, you start collapsing. So, I mean, the Smoky is one of those ones, like, yeah, you don't have to run bases a lot if you're hitting home runs, but conditioning is important, right? Like, having that stamina to keep hitting and keep being strong, so.
Well, let's get into it and
Let's
hit
tear it
some dingers. If you struggle hitting home runs, is there anything that someone should work on first? I mean, a lot of the
Swing
times
like
it's
Kyle Pearson.
It's bat speed.
That helps.
Right?
Yeah, I mean.
I know for me, I could hit home runs, but the consistency wasn't there until I actually
it's so much
accepted
harder.
it in my head that I could actually hit a home run when I wanted to.
It is so much harder than people think, right? Like, hit a home run. Okay.
It was me trying to hit a home run instead of just going and hitting a home run. I know that sounds dumb.
You're not trying to hit a home run, you're trying to take your home run swing.
Yeah.
Produce your home run swing. Identify what your home run swing is, and then just learn to just duplicate it over and over and over.
And that's what BP is for. You got to BP it. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of swings that we have taken.
Yeah. First pulls are always rough. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, Stacy. It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa. No, that's from the Goofy movie.
That's
when
it.
they're in that auditorium and she's up on stage. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, Stacy.
Yeah.
See, and I'm in that groove right now where I'm trying to lift. And then you overcorrect.
Do you change bat ounce? Do you change in load to hit a home run?
I don't. I don't know why you would. Stay with what's been working.
What do you think about people that have multiple bats for different situations or?
Oh, multiple situations? That's wild.
Wild.
What are you, switching bats during a game?
Yeah.
No way, Jose. One more. I got to rest on this round. Terrible.
Miz, what do you think about that?
Well, it's all depends. Like,
One more,
everybody have
dude.
their own beliefs.
God damn it.
It's, for me, it's what you feel comfortable with. If you have a situation you're gonna hit a
I
home
gotta
run,
get this off.
and here. If you have a situation that you have to hit a home run, and you have a bat that you feel real comfortable with, like me, for example, I change bats.
What's your thought process? Like base hitting, you're using a lighter end load? Is that
I go with my KP because since it's a lighter end load, I can easily dominate it better, and I can just like.
And control it to the backside?
Yes, I can take it to the backside the way I want it with a half ounce end load.
Is that because you're waiting like a little bit longer and then just using your hands more than your full body when you're trying to hit a base hit?
Yes.
And if you're using your full body, then that full ounce
will like
gives you more.
Yes.
So, and that's what I said is like whatever makes you comfortable. If you're getting results and it makes you comfortable.
For me,
like
okay, whenever I have a situation, don't get me wrong, I can hit it out with both bats, right?
Yeah.
You can. But sometimes for me, like I don't have a situation that I want to hit a home run and be able to like feel good and not trying as hard. I use my Riley. It's a heavier end load, and the body's coming better through the ball, to me.
Well, and the reason that I agree with, I mean, I wouldn't do it personally, but I agree with whatever works for you, is because batting is like, half of it is confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are confident in the box, you are such a better batter. So even if you have a bat that you like the way it looks, or you think it's just the best bat out there, and every time you step in the box with that bat you feel more confident, you're going to hit better. How do you get comfortable without, like, it's easy to get comfortable if you're doing good, right?
Yes.
Right, you're sitting there and you're
The best
8
advice
for 10, you're 9 for 10, you're 10 for 10. Like, yeah, of course you're comfortable then, but
yeah.
but what about at the very beginning of a tournament? Or
The best advice that I can give somebody that worked to me, I just don't think about it. You know, most of the time people just play music. I play music, so I don't have to think about what I want to do, where I want to take the ball. I just let everything flow naturally. So if you keep your mind away from pressure, you will do a lot better.
yeah, that's the hard part, right?
Yep, and that's the hardest part to do.
I'd say for me, from a sports psychology standpoint, is if you are thinking about what you want to do instead of what you don't want to do, you'll get a lot better outcomes. I mean, you crush that.
You angry? Yeah. I can see that.
You crush it.
You gonna get nerve or? Huh?
It's an old free throw analogy. You're sitting there saying, don't miss it, don't miss it, don't miss it. Your mind is just kind of hearing, miss it, miss it, miss it. So if you're going to try to repeat something, make it be something positive that you're trying to accomplish, not don't screw up.
Huh? Gotcha.
So Tyler just said the higher the pitch is, the softer you swing. If it's one that is really hard to get to, what a great tip. Can you throw it to me?
I said that was for sure a strike.
He goes ball. There you
Anytime
go.
you're coming out to
You
BP,
gotta be
if you're
kidding me.
practicing
How
on
many
home
times did you
runs,
practice that?
I really suggest
No many
to
times. And then when
start
we
with
start
some backside
hiking,
stuff and let your back get warmed up, man. Because if you just go out there and you're just pulling as hard as you can right out the gate, you'll get tight real quick. All right, so what I'm gonna work on is standing tall, and I'm actually gonna try to think about tomahawking these a little bit to get them out. I'm high in the box, real high in the box. Like Tyler was talking about, can't collapse here. You know, make that separation. Stay stacked. And then finish below the ball, still thinking about that swing where you're coming down through it, as you do want to put a little bit of backspin on it. Home run's greatest enemy is too much of a squared hit. And then you're going to get knuckles, you're going to get top hands that go over the infield. Those aren't bad hits, but if you're trying to hit a home run, okay, I'm going to try to use my hips a little bit more here. go. You just really ramp up the power when you use your lower half correctly. And as always, watch the ball hit the bat. The harder you're swinging, the more you need to focus on the ball. Keeping it smooth. Yeah, finishing below the ball. Makes all the difference in the world. You don't have to swing super hard. All right, so what I did wrong. It was an inside pitch. And instead of twisting my hips and keeping my hands in to pull it and elevate it, I planted and I leaned back to get my separation. So I didn't get separation from hips and then coming through. I tried to get separation by falling away from it. And when I fell away from it, caused my bat to go up. I hit the top of the ball and it rotated over. So work with the hands in, hips. Here is where you're wanting, right here. You don't want to get your separation by leaning backwards. Much better. Really getting your load back here and your front toe down and then coming through and firing. You don't want to jump forward and lock that front foot where you can't twist. Slow motion on that back load. Then coming through fast. I'm not thinking just to the fence. I'm thinking 400 foot. If I miss 400 foot, it's definitely a home run. Still need to work on hitting that sweet spot just right. I got to think that the bat is light in my hands. I can't treat it like it's heavy. You want to swing fast. You don't want to swing hard. It's all about bat speed. When you start to swing hard, you start using muscles you're not supposed to use. And then your form is gone. Last one. That was still off the end cap, but little quick through the zone.
I
Hey.
knew this was gonna happen. Swinging all those different bats.
Let him. You were swinging different bats?
Yeah, we were just doing prototype stuff.
Oh, hey, welcome to my world. You don't think it'll mess with you too much, but
It does.
at the beginning of the year, man, when I was swinging all these different stuff,
Dude,
whew. Okay,
I'm gonna go.
tap if it's not a strike,
Oh, okay.
okay? Let's work with these 7, 8. Game type. There you go. Or you can even let it go. If it's not gonna hit the plate, let it go, because tapping can get you in a weird funk sometimes. I actually did that in a game once. Not like conference, but it was local. I'd been taking so much BP and tapping on bad pitches. I was sitting there wanting to hit so bad. Whenever he threw me a bad pitch, I like tapped it. They were like, out? I was like,
Yeah, I am out. Thank you for reminding me.
whoops. All right, real quick, grab the mic for me. I need to ask you a question. At the Smoky, what do you tend to see from pitchers, right? In my head, they're gonna keep it middle of the plate, if not maybe a little out and high.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who it is, but generally speaking, like.
Because they're hoping you're trying to pull it and you roll over.
Generally speaking, I see a lot of high pitches. They want to. You don't want to walk people at the Smoky either, right? That's huge. Like, that's a free base hit. And so,
It's almost a free run.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna see some pitches, especially if you have a good hitter behind you. Like, it's weird because it puts that pitcher in a spot where he's gonna have to throw you a strike, and if there's no one on, like, I mean, he's not worried about you hitting a solo, but he don't want to give up a 2-runner. I would just say that they like to max out the top a lot is what you're
They're
going
trying
to
to
see.
hit it, trying to get close to 10.
Yeah, hit that
Are they trying to
ceiling.
keep it back shoulder?
Hit that ceiling, put it on the back shoulder. They want you thinking something, because they know you're looking for something at your chest. One simple change.
Way to go down and get it. Nice. Did you have to walk yourself through something there?
Yeah, just kind of got in a groove where I was top handing some balls and just kind of missing barrels. So
What does that break down to? Like early?
usually with me, it's my hands. Like it's something going on with like hand placement, hand load, or just over swinging and just trying to identify it. Usually it's starting with my hands a little too far back or something.
Do you have a process of like you said, it's either this. Do you have a process of elimination?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
for
I
your
just
next-
know where to start based on what the miss is, right? Like if the miss is I'm losing my barrel, then it's probably something with my top hand. And if I'm like consistently missing barrel, then it's probably something with hand movement or action. So it's just kind of depending on what the miss feels like.
I noticed Miz on his round, after you got him riled up, he was whipping the bat a lot more. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, right.
But
So
he was coming across. He was
that's-
coming across late with a lot of whip, whereas normally he's fast into the ball.
So that's what you'll see, right? I always tell people, like, if you're doing something in BP, right? So like I was top handing balls, like in a couple bad grooves there. That's gonna be magnified in a game because you're geared up,
Yeah.
right? You saw the second Miz's adrenaline got up, everything else got maximized, right? Like if you're a guy that moves in your swing, well, when you're pressing, it's usually quicker and not any rhythm, and so it's just, yeah. Did I make a lot of outs there? Like no, probably 800 swing, like 800 there throughout the course of those swings, but I know that when I step on that field Friday night, if I still have those small little weird quirks like kind of creeping in, they're going to be magnified, right? So where I may only have one top hand, I might have 2 or 3 now. Like, and it's just process. Like now it's just, get in a groove once and everything will be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just about finding that groove. And now that they picked them, we ain't got to worry.
We keep hitting.
Oh, you dumb.
How do you fix
So
it?
hard. I can tell I'm trying to elevate it, and I don't need to try and elevate it. I need to be level
The
through
funny thing is, when you got no home runs and you're sitting here trying to hit a hard ball level,
Yep.
it goes,
it.
right?
Yep, exactly. It's the reverse psychology. I feel like my lower half is being lazy.
A little late. I think he's throwing a little fast, but ooh. You know why you hit that so well?
Because I took that was probably an 80% swing.
That was Mrs. advice.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But yes, smooth and fast. It's always good to have a shot or a swing that if you're in a funk that you find kind of helps you find the barrel. Helps you find your natural swing. Cody's a natural cut swing guy. And for
Is that in?
this home run practice, you can catch yourself getting away from your natural swing, which is his cut. Same thing for me. I do better whenever I try to finish below the ball and cut it, and then the home runs come a lot easier. Keep that barrel back. Don't go out and get it. Keep that barrel back. Let that barrel be the last thing to whip around. Hold on, Sandy. That's Sandy 4.
Oh, really? You don't like that one? But there's no net on 300. It's only on rifle. So.
No. You're talking about on Sandy.
Sandy,
Yeah.
I just wanted to slow this swing down. Cody did a great job of opening with his hips first, keeping his hands inside and finding that barrel. Those hands were really quick through the zone, but in. And that's why he made such good contact on that swing. I just wanted to slow it down and show you that again.
What do you mean, tournament?
Hey, come on.
It's cheap to fly into.
Still short.
What are you struggling with?
Swinging at strikes.
Your mindset, outside pitch, this gap, inside pitch, this gap. I hate mosquitoes. And I know that's a dumb statement because, like, is there anybody out there that likes mosquitoes? But yeah. How'd it feel?
That one felt good. Real good. Gosh.
All right. What'd you do right there? You did everything right.
What I do right there?
Yeah. Like, why was that your best home run so far?
Because I'm calm right now
You're calm?
and I just let my hands do the work.
All right.
Instead of me trying to, I just let my hands do the work. Two more.
Oh, dude, talk about using your hips, man.
Yeah.
Money, don't put it on a cracker. Don't.
All right, so I'm going to show you. This was the plant.
Big and strong. You don't need to try and be big.
See how it's smooth?
I know, like that's what I'm saying. Like right there, those right
That
there.
was his back
wasn't
foot
trying.
plant. And then twist from that toe into that back hip. We're going to slow-mo that one.
Like I wasn't like.
So watch as he plants his front foot, he pushes off to straighten his front leg, and then twisting that back hip at the same time. So it's two directional, both legs working together to twist those hips, and then his hands come through last.
It was just all I do was trying to like get a good contact with the bat.
No, that's always my thing. It's like, we're big and strong. We don't have to try and be big and strong.
The biggest thing is, as a player that we are, we have to recognize where the pitch is. That's the main thing. If you know where the pitch is, you can just go. If it's in the middle, go hard to the middle. If it's inside, pull it hard. If it's outside, you already know. Don't try to take an outside pitch to the middle or outside.
And
Inside.
That's what I was talking to Tyler earlier. That's where most of these pitchers are going to try to get you for the Smoky.
Yep.
Is they know everybody wants to pull it. They're maybe getting up on the plate a little bit extra. So these pitchers are going to float you middle, slightly out. They're not going to throw it away because then you can commit to it. They're going to throw you this middle high pitch that you're going to try to pull, and then you're going to roll it over into the double plays. That's where they go for. That was really far. That was also really far.
Now this pitch on Tyler was a little low, but same thing. Goes out, stays stacked, moves his weight forward, plants that foot so he can twist his back hip, and then his hands follow through inside and then flips that barrel around last thing. Don't extend your arms too soon. You want to have a tight point of contact.
There it is. All right, what'd you change?
Just a little rhythm, man. Like, so as soon as I saw that video, first thing I saw was like quick. Everything was quick, fast, panic. And so like usually that just means pre-swing timing is all weird.
Rushing it.
Yeah, so like if I'm not loose in my stance, I'm probably quick and tight and strong before and during. Two more.
Hey, who am I?
I don't know who does that.
Mark Wick.
Oh no, dude.
You know the Mark. You know the Wick.
It's not even close.
Seizure over, and I can bat now.
And cut ball through something court. And then torque right afterwards.
Starting to feel a little strong. All those workouts. You know the difference when you like, I know it's probably been a while because you've been strong for the last several years because you've been doing them, but when you haven't worked out in a while, you can still hit hard and whatever, but like, you know, the bat feels a little heavy, but like now my muscles are getting a little tighter and yeah. Hit it over those lights.
You'll notice on all of these slow-mos, the ball is caught out in front of the plate. Our body is opened up towards the field. The barrel is the last thing to go. Our knob goes to the ball first, and then you pull through the hands, and then the barrel finds the ball. You also want to make sure that you are balanced and stacked.
The 28 ounce feeling good tonight. A little KP lean right there. That it? I'm done, man. If I could stay on it like that. And again, I say, the most important part is the very first thing you ever learned when you were a little boy or a little girl. You got to watch the ball hit the bat. It's the most simple thing, but it truly makes all the difference in the world. Well, I think we're done for the day. We're going to pick up these balls. If you have any tips, please put them in the comments. If you have something that you have learned over the years, this is a community. We are hitting with the nation. You are the nation. So tell me what you've learned about hitting a home run. I hope this video helped. Hope this gave you some tips, and use it in your next BP and your next game, your next tournament, and let me know. I love the feedback. Thank you guys for all the kind words. Just doing this because I love it, and we all love softball. We all love to hit. So until next time, golly, go hit some dingers. Cody, did you come up with a catchphrase yet?
Swing harder. That's it.
Swing harder.
Swing harder.